All right, hello everybody. This is Quincy Jackson, your leadership coach, and welcome to a first edition episode of Leadership Research. And so I just want to get into more of the habit of being on video, recording myself. If you like this video, I make more of it. If you don't like this video, if something about it didn't sit right, or you have some clarifying questions you need to ask, go ahead and drop those in the comments, and we will make sure, I will make sure I get them answered as quickly as possible. So, what is the basis of this research? Well, I know for a fact that there are some reasons why people aren't getting promoted in their job, in their company, and it's become apparent to me that people need help in this area. However, I know that I have a limited scope of information based on what I've actually seen in the area that I've actually worked. And what I want to do in this particular series of videos, as you come to watch them, is I want to expose you to more articles online that I have come across. It's going to also help me be more clear, making sure that I'm serving you well. And if you're struggling with any of these, maybe one thing that you should do is figure out how you can get past them. And if you need help getting past them, just let me know, and I'll do my absolute best to support you in this regard. Okay. So in this video, what we're going to talk about are 7 reasons you aren't getting promoted. This is an article that was published by the Muse. Specifically, the author of this article is Brandy Lee, and it was updated in June of 2020. So she talks about that getting the news that you've been passed over for promotion can be disheartening, and the follow-up discussion with your boss, the one that should help you understand why you've been passed over, more often than not, just leaves you with a bruised ego and no idea of what to do next. So, how many of you ever felt like that before? All right, you could raise your hand. The fact is, your boss is probably just as uncomfortable delivering bad news as you are with receiving it. And the reason why that's probably the case is because they haven't developed their competence and confidence in the area of giving feedback. What you need to do first is learn to listen better, then you'll have critical thinking skills that are stronger, and then you can deliver feedback that is based more in the understanding of what's happening, not just your perspective or the person's personality making you feel uncomfortable in those areas. So if somebody has had that trouble and you're a boss, that's one way you can solve that problem there. Now, it's it's really is it really any mystery then why we walk away from being passed up with no clue why the decision didn't go the other way? There is some mystery about it, but give you some insight, okay? Brandy says she's interviewed 20 of her favorite executives to find out why so many up and comers were finding themselves part way and stuck, excuse me. So, straight from their anonymous mouths, she's not going to reveal who they are. Here's what bosses are trying to tell us in those less than fun meetings. So, the first thing about a reason you didn't get a promotion that you went after is because you lack the skills necessary to do the job. So, and she talks about the story that Julie is very efficient and effective in the completion of her daily task. The position she was hoping to get, however, requires strong analytical skills that she doesn't have. Now, one of the most common misconceptions employees have about promotion decisions is that they're based solely on performance in their current role. While this certainly is a consideration, success in one area doesn't always translate to success in another, and I'm sure you know that. For instance, someone who excels at data entry may need additional education or training to become a data analyst, a job that requires strategic thinking and problem solving abilities. The secret to getting ahead, so is there a secret? No, apparently there is. Become familiar with the requirements of the job you want and determine what skills you need to improve upon if you're going to succeed in it. Then talk to your boss, let him or her know you're interested in moving up, and ask for her advice on how to get there. Now, when I read that reason right there, that made complete sense to me. In fact, it was something that I think I would have understood before I even applied for the job. So my analysis of that particular reason is this: don't try to apply for a job without understanding more and having a high understanding of what all goes into it. So just because you see somebody doing something, you don't understand what they're thinking about. I'll say that again. Just because you see someone doing something doesn't mean you know what they are thinking about. So before you get too aggressive in your approach to going after whatever your next promotion and your desired promotion is, make sure that you are putting yourself in a position where you are understanding what's going on inside the person's mind that has the job. Make sure that you have those skills or work to acquire those skills so that when you interview, when you apply, when your resume is ready to be built in that capacity, or you can start doing work to build your resume in that capacity, then you're ready to go and you can have success and overcome that first reason. Okay? Very, very good one right there, Brandon. Number two, you lack the soft skills necessary to do the job. So, for example, she says, this Pam is extremely accomplished technically. Before we can promote her, though, we'd like for her to spend some time developing her leadership and teamwork skills. Huge, huge thing that most people don't have. Here's something else the powers that be don't tell you up front. These skills aren't always technical. Particularly if you're moving up into management, you need to have mastered some soft skills like conflict negotiation, diplomacy, and business communication. And coming up short might very well be the deal breaker. Develop the soft skills you need to succeed in the job you want, then highlight them through your involvement in programs that are important and visible. Perhaps you can become an informal mentor to a new employee or volunteer to lead a presentation or training. Whichever method you choose, you'll be signaling to your boss that you're ready for management. Fantastic point right there. Leadership is not a difficult thing to learn. However, it's something that must be learned. And since so many people shy away from the idea of being a leader because of the skills that are required, have less to do with you moving things around or implementing certain tasks at the lower level or beyond below leadership management level positions. Many people shy away from those when there's nothing to be fearful of, scared of, or apprehensive about. You can learn those skills, but you have to take the time to implement them and learn them over time. And it's not something that you're just going to wake up tomorrow, take a class on, watch a video about, and all of a sudden you have become a better leader. You've made the step toward that direction, but you're not there yet. So to understand it, three major skills that we talk about here on this channel of Leading Daily is listening, critical thinking, and then giving feedback. Those three skills alone, if you can get them down, you'll earn a promotion in 3 to 4 months without question, because those are the foundations of and fundamental skills that build into the foundation of being a better leader. So I'll say that again. Listening, critical thinking, and giving feedback are the foundational skills, fundamental skills that go into the foundation of leadership. We talk about that in a lot of different videos. So if you haven't checked out any one of those, you can definitely look back and make sure that I'll do maybe a quick 3-4 minute video on that so you can have fun there. Let's talk about the third reason that you aren't getting promoted. You don't take feedback. So this is a big one. All right, I just said that that's the third one that people don't master and that they don't become good at, and that actually is a critical leadership skill. So she says, I've really tried to develop Mary, and this is an example. I've really tried to develop Mary to get her ready for a promotion, but she gets very defensive when I give her constructive feedback. I feel like she spends more time trying to prove me wrong than she does trying to improve. I doubt there's a woman among us that has struggled to keep her composure when receiving constructive criticism. Remember, feedback is not always a bad thing. Is it possible that your boss has some valid points? She's telling you how to improve your performance, and this is good information to have when you're gunning for a promotion. When you receive feedback, whether you're in review or in the hallway, resist the urge to defend yourself. Try to take it in and see what you can learn from it instead. Fantastic section right there. And I think I'll actually end with three, and I'll come back. I'll do like a part. How about that? I'll do part one, part two, part three. I want to keep these videos short for you so that you can execute. I want you to execute. That's the biggest thing. So, part of starting your leadership process, our leadership growth process, is learning how to take feedback. How do you take feedback? Let me tell you this. You take feedback by listening and then critically thinking. So I'm coming right back to the same fundamentals, okay? This is like a loop. I love it because it goes like the same thing. You have to first sit still, be quiet, and listen to what's being said. Now, here's the thing. The feedback that you get not always is going to be good. It's also not always going to be bad. But it doesn't matter what it is. What matters is what you do with it. It matters what you do with it. If I get feedback that is important for me to develop myself, whether it's becoming an authority, whether it's developing better relationships with clients, or whatever I'm approaching as a problem in my life that I want solved, if I can't get better because I refuse to listen and I refuse to think, to execute and do well, then I'm going to still have the same problem tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. And that's too much time to go by that I have not learned a lesson that can actually help me improve that which I am working to improve. Okay? So start today by doing one simple thing. If you do struggle with taking feedback well, start by thinking about what your problem is. Now, I say problem because I mean, what do you want to do? You're watching this channel, you want to get promoted, you want to earn more money, you want to lead more people, you want to have your ideas heard and executed on in a way that will help your company be more successful or your team. The first thing you have to do is get clear on what you want to accomplish, what your problem is, and then go to those that are in the leadership positions above you and ask them, what can you do, or what do they see that you're not doing that can help you be a better leader? Once you ask them a simple question like that, you have to just listen. You might not agree with it. You might even think they're wrong. But the fact of the matter is, you put yourself in a position to be under their leadership, and without their feedback, you won't understand what it is that you possibly are doing incorrectly that may be holding you back. All right. So I think that was where I'll stop for today. Come back to the next video, probably maybe that's how I'll do it, because I know on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we go into specifically each one of the fundamentals of leadership. Listening on Mondays. On Wednesdays we go over critical thinking, and on Thursdays we go into feedback. But maybe like on Friday, Saturday, possibly even Sunday, I'll drop a video going over reasons why, and that'd be like part one, part two, part three, so on and so forth. I'll just build upon it, so that you can make sure that you're overcoming these reasons and not letting them hold you back. Okay, we'll go into articles. I'll give you some of my insight. I'll also give you some experiences, but I want to keep these videos short for you because I want you to take action on making sure you're assessing yourself well and you're getting the feedback you need from people around you so that you can continue to grow. All right. If you want to actually read more about this article, I'll drop it in the description as well, so you can check it out for yourself. And also, please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like the video, and comment below. What do you think is one of the main reasons why you haven't earned your promotion? So that's one. How long have you been trying to earn your promotion? That's two. And then number three, how soon would you like to be promoted? Okay. So So do you think you haven't earned it? What's the reason? How long have you been trying to? And then how soon would you like to? And I'll look forward to responding to you guys in the comments. So please remember to like the channel, share the video if you got something from it. And I look forward to speaking with you here in the soon future. Have a great rest of your day. Continue to lead. My name is Quincy Jackson, your leadership coach, and thank you for watching listening to the Leading Daily podcast. Thank you.